The opinions expressed here are those of students and do not necessarily reflect the positions of Tyler Junior College.
Coming up on the DrumBeat, a recap of the freshman Senate election results. Then we explain the new purpose of the OHPE. Later, a look at Disney's Descendants, the upcoming TJC theater production. The DrumBeat starts right now.
Broadcasting live from Studio 1108 in Jenkins Hall on the campus of Tyler Junior College. This is the DrumBeat, bringing you the latest from students like us.
Welcome to the DrumBeat. I'm Santiago Nunez. Student Senate elections were held on September 20th through the 21st for freshman officer positions. The following students won their respective elections. Kara Wilford is a new freshman president. Andrea Valdez is a new freshman vice president. Rachel Lowry is a new freshman secretary. And Megan Gourlay is a new ambassador of organizations.
It means a lot to me because I'm very honored that I was chosen and elected to be the freshman senate president, and I get to advocate for the campus, and I get to have like my own role on something like a higher standard organization, I feel like. And so being able to represent the freshmen of Tyler Junior College meant a lot to me.
Following the completion of renovations, the Center for Professional Excellence will have its grand opening on October 5th. The center is open to all TJC staff and is intended to develop personal and professional skills through various workshops. Workshops range from leadership development to training for various softwares and technology. The Center for Professional Excellence is located on the second floor of the Vaughn Library and is currently available for sessions. The OHPE is no longer open to students and staff as an exercise facility. The building has been converted into a studio for dance students, Apache Bells, and band students. All of the gym equipment will be moved into the Apache Recreation Center, which is expected to open in mid-November. TJC will host its first theater production of the fall semester with Disney's Descendants. The production is an adaptation of the popular film of the same name and will be showing from October 4th to October 8th in Rogers Palmer Performing Arts Center.
I believe that Disney Descendants is very much a production that kids will love to see when they come to TJC to see the performance, and I just can't wait to see all the kids' smiling faces.
Tickets are currently on sale at the box office from Monday to Friday and can be purchased online at tjc.edu/theater. TJC held a Wellness Expo on September 21st. Organizations from around campus set up stands to talk about mental and physical wellness and showed ways to get involved around campus.
I think what makes this important event is a recognition of how hard it is to really adjust to college life. Whenever you have so much freedom and really a lot of bureaucracy that you have to go through when starting the process, we want to make it as accessible as possible for students to get the help that they need, whether that's with healthcare, academic-wise, or mental and physical health.
Coming up after the break, an interview with Dr. David Crawford, professor of theater and TJC's theater director for the upcoming.
She had so many children. She didn't know what to do.
Did you have a good day at school?
She gave them some broth without any bread.
There you go.
And kissed them all soundly.
Night night.
Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers. He connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. that support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat, and with me is the director of the upcoming production of Descendants and professor of theater, Dr. David Crawford. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
How do your skills as a teacher translate over to being director?
Well, everything we do in the classroom, it's extended into the production arena, such as it would be the same thing as a biology class where you have a lab. Well, the theater itself, or the theater production, the season, is the extension of our classroom. So you learn the theory, you put it into practice. And so that's, in a nutshell, total simplicity, that's what we do.
So really they translate well over your skills that you're teaching your students and then seeing them do them.
We hope so. That's right.
How extensive is your history with TJC Theater?
Oh, we started back in the fall of 1976. And so I've been here, do the math, 47 years, something like that. So yeah, before your parents were born.
I'm not sure about that one.
They're not that old, are they?
I don't know. I can't disclose that. That'd be an offense to my mother.
Could be.
Can you describe what an average rehearsal looks like?
Oh, we try to keep it under 3 hours, and you have a schedule. You have a plan of action for each individual rehearsal. You have what you want to accomplish, how you want to accomplish it, with whom. And so it is, we want to do this part tonight. Tomorrow night, we want to do this and this and this. And you go through a progression of normally about 5.5 weeks. And you pray it all comes together.
Do the prayers work? Do they come together?
To some extent, yes. Some better than others. Uh-huh.
What goals do you have for this production in particular?
Everything is geared. My production concept for this show is do the movie. Why? Because this movie is really attracting a large audience from 8 years old to 20. And all they know about Descendants is the movies. There are 4 movies. I think there's a 5th coming, and that's all they know about. And so they expect to see the movie on stage. And so we want to come as close as possible to showing them the movie, such as the costume, the purple hair, the blue hair, the athletic field, what the sport, all of that together is what we want to give the audience. We want to give the audience, and we're going to get a large youth or audience. We want them to think that TJC is the best place in the world, and that the theater is the best thing in the world, and that theater at TJC is something they want to take part in, and they want to be here on campus. And we figured that we're going to be really appealing to a large group of future students. And it may take 10 years to get them here, but that's the point. Is I've been here almost 40. And so I'm getting grandchildren of my earlier students. So you play to them all the time. Yeah. You sell those cars.
So do you think your production so far has met up to that standard, to where you'll have an army of, 7-year-olds, 11 years down the line here begging you to come teach them theater?
Tonight begins technical rehearsals, and they move on to tomorrow, on to Saturday. That's the magic time. The technicals can make or break you, and we want to see what Sunday's rehearsal looks like. And then I'll answer that question, because I'm not real sure yet. But There's so much dancing. There's so much singing. That it is Disney at its finest. The Descendants group, I don't even know what to call it. It is Descendants, the first movie, and then the Descendants 2, 3, and 4. They are crafted. They are manufactured to be Disney, the Disney company stamp of approval. There's a recipe for the Disney cookie, and they have a certain way they do it. And this was manufactured to get this type of an effect. The characters are loved by kids, and it is a phenomenon. And it just so happened we grabbed it before anybody else got to it. And we're the first group in, we're the first college in Texas, maybe the Southwest, to produce it. So kudos to us.
Well, I guess we will see. And then I look forward to hearing an answer eventually on whether, you delivered upon the promise.
I will let you know.
Since we're already on the technical aspect of things, what is your favorite aspect of putting together a production? What is the part that you most look forward to?
I started out as lighting, and it's always had a special place in my heart. I love sound, but I don't know the technicality of it, and it's its own science. My youngest son went and majored in sound engineering, and he went far beyond what I could ever do. So I came back to lighting. The whole idea is lighting affects the human body just like music. And so it affects the central nervous system. So you can see how powerful lighting, how powerful music is. And so, there's magic there, and it's fun to do.
So you think that lighting really captures the human essence of, conveying emotion through not with just words, but through visuals, through
Completely. Yes, it does. That's when you put, at a concert, you put music together with lighting, and you are doubly charged with the human experience. Yeah.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
That is a great analogy.
Thank you.
But I have been happy to have this conversation. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
When we come back, we will talk to the Assistant Director of Descendants, Faith Shelton.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school.
Jessica has been through a lot in her life from early childhood.
My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She came in looking to complete her diploma. As she had a family she had to take care of. Anytime she needed help, we provided her help. She realized that we were here for her.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
My graduation, it was something I will never forget. I couldn't explain the emotion I was feeling because people like you and me sometimes may have doubts in ourselves, but I feel that everything's possible.
Jessica's future is brighter than ever.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Kids!
I don't want to talk about it.
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 Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency.
Kids, you all right?
This family's prepared. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan. Go to nyc.gov/readyny or call 311 for more information.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat, and with me is the Assistant Director of Descendants, Faith Shelton. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. How would you describe the experience of directing a TJC theater production?
The experience has been a wonderful experience. I have really enjoyed seeing how far we've come from the very beginning to what we have put together now, and I can't wait to see it during performance week.
So the real experience of being a director is just getting to see everything come to fruition from where it started, just cutting up boards, putting up designs, and to seeing it all just come into play at once.
Yes, it started as something very simple, a sheet of lumber, to this big intricate set, to one song at a time, to all of them put together, and I cannot wait to see the performance run.
I'm sure everyone else can either. What is something about Descendants you want TJC students to know?
I want TJC students to know that theater arts is a lot more than just the singing and dancing aspect of it. That is a big aspect of theater arts, but I want them to see how much work and time goes into the beautiful set, the beautiful costumes, as well as the music and the choreography.
So you want people to see you want them to see the parts as well as the whole, and not just the whole excluding the parts.
Yes.
How would you describe life is trying to balance being a student and also being a director for theater, which is a very, time-consuming job?
It is very, very complicated. A lot of the times I wake up very early and I get my schoolwork done first. Juggling all of my classes is something I have to do in order to be a part of the production. And then I will head to work study and work in the theater. And then directly after work study, I will have rehearsal. And so rehearsal lasts sometimes until 11:30 at night. So I'll be at the school from 8 a.m. to 11:30 most days.
That is an extraneous amount of time. 15 hours on campus. Does that ever just weigh on you at all?
Sometimes, but when you really enjoy what you're doing, it all works out and it's the best experience.
And that's what it's all about, having fun doing the things you love.
Yes.
How did you get into your role of director for Descendants? What was the process like?
Well, I decided in the beginning that I was going to audition for Descendants, but being as a person who is not musically trained or talented in dancing either, I was like, I would love to participate in the tech aspect. And so I went to Dr. Crawford and I was like, I would like to be your assistant director. How should I prepare for my audition? And he was like, show up, know what you're doing, and just be confident. And so that's what I did. And now here I am.
What insight would you give to fellow TJC students or future students that might be interested in having the role that you currently have?
I would definitely encourage them to talk to the director first, to always see what their plan is, the design concept, and when going forth, always make sure that what you're going for, if you're going for assistant director, is something that you have enough time to manage and that you're passionate about, just so everything falls in place together, because it's very, very strenuous as a student and on your everyday life, but it is very, very worth it.
So it's about being prepared to take on the responsibility that comes with that role, but also being ready for that role when it comes and being sure that you want the role.
Yes, very much. I believe that if you are not completely sure if you want the role, it will kind of run over you because it's a lot. I'm with Doc every single day, and I'm his right-hand man. I'm always there helping him with the things that he needs. And I still have my classes and other things that I juggle too. So you just really need to make sure that this is what you want to do.
Hey, from what you've said to me today, it sure seems like you're quite capable of doing everything listed.
Thank you.
So what days can interested TJC students come see Descendants?
Descendants opens on October 4th and it closes on the 8th. So any time in between that time frame is the best time and only time to see the show. So house will open probably an hour before we start, and we start at 7:30 p.m. So house will probably open at 6:30. So get there, get your tickets, and get your seats.
It's been a pleasure having you on here today. I'm glad you could join me for this interview.
Thank you.
Coming up after the break on this week's episode of Drumbeat on the Street, I asked TJC students how music has impacted their lives.
Este proceso yo creo que no lo hubiese terminado sin la ayuda de mi mamá y de mi hermana. Cuando nos venimos de Honduras, Jenny estaba estudiando y llegó aquí también con esa ilusión de seguir adelante.
Trató de estudiar, no la aceptaron porque había pasado la edad que requería para entrar a la high school. Se dedicó a trabajar y tuvo a su bebé.
De repente miré un flyer donde decía termine su high school y en letras grandes español. Dije yo, ¿será posible? Fui, me inscribí a la escuela y al llegar al salón y mirar la ayuda que los maestros le dan a los alumnos, dije yo, definitivamente, hoy sí terminaré mi meta. Yo estoy muy orgullosa porque sí luchó por sacar su diploma. Los sacrificios que mi mamá ha hecho ha valido la pena y me motiva más a mí a querer ser como mi mamá es. La educación es muy importante y estoy haciendo un futuro mejor para mi hija.
Encuentra clases gratis para adultos cerca de ti en completatudiploma.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego. I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat. Before we go, here's one more story. Good afternoon. My name is Santiago Nunez, and on this week's episode of Drumbeat on the Street, I will be asking TJC students how music has helped them throughout their lives.
Basically, just music has always been an escape for me. My mind is always constantly going, so it helps block it out, but it also helps me realize the emotions that I'm feeling and just basically I feel more in tune with myself whenever I'm listening to music because I feel like other people understand what I'm going through.
It depends on what type of music I listen to. When I'm down, I like to listen to like Christian music to give me an upbeat. I like country music because I love to dance. I like hip hop sometimes, but I don't really go with pop.
I primarily listen to country music, and I love it so much because I think a good country song, it tells a story and kind of offers advice on how to live your life. So I think it's really rubbed off a lot of inspiration on me and how I can live my life in a way that's pleasing to me and hopefully to others and to God.
It's really helped relax and put my mind in like a safe place to where I can always like focus on one thing or just let go of everything and just have a fun time.
Thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. Remember, you can always find the latest news at thedrumbeat.com and on our next broadcast on October 13th.